Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the A3 Review. It has been a while.
Welcome.
We've been busy with a lot of stuff. As you can see, we're once again in a new studio. This is Raging Nation Studios 2.0.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the new home of the A3 Review.
Yeah, I like what you've done with the place.
Oh, thank you. It's still a work in progress, and a lot of the stuff will change here, but you'll notice it as you continue to watch our episodes of the A3 Review.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on this year. I'm really sorry. I know some of these reviews have been, rolling out. If it's, not me having another child, it's you having two new studios.
Yes.
And us trying to shuffle around.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. We're kind of adjusting and we're putting out as many things as we can.
Yeah.
And trying to get you guys some interesting episodes.
Yeah.
No matter what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue on with our season with comparisons.
That's right. So today we'll be comparing Aero Alpha, which kind of came out a little bit ago. But these two guys here are new. The Stray and the Ater Beta, all from Mastermind Creations Reformatted line. And of course, for you guys that do know, this is going to be the IDW Wing, Drift, and the Deadlock. For all of you who don't know and want to know why you should get these, or if we had to choose one over the other, this is what we're here to do today, is to kind of give you guys a comparison, let you guys know what to choose if you're just going to buy one, but convince you to buy the whole set because they are super awesome.
Fair.
But we'll leave that up to you guys. Let's take a look at it, Alex.
Yeah, my name's Alex.
I'm Boris.
You're watching
the A3 Review.
So we got them out of the box, and straight out of the box, they're in their vehicle modes. We have Ater Beta, we got Stray, and we also got Aero Alpha. And wow, just putting them side by side really gives you a really good look at how they look.
Yeah, totally. Well, you can kind of see the differences.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, being the characters that they are,
Yeah.
The Beta is going to be pretty much the same as Stray, except different weapons and different coloring.
Mm-hmm.
So before I get into the coloring and all that, just going to explain the weapons. It comes with a sniper rifle, which is canon for the actual storyline.
Yeah.
And the two swords in this really nice kind of a chrome, black chrome.
I love that color. I don't even know how you describe it, but it is a really cool look to it.
Yeah, and then of course in his most popular and known form, he basically comes with his very commonly seen katana blade and his two swords, same sword, just the different colors. And then of course Aero Alpha comes with the same set of weapons except just has a different coloring for the details. So the accent details are in blue here, accent details are in red, which is the colors. And he also comes with a different head sculpt as well. So a little bit more homage to the comic books. So basically, Alex, we were talking earlier, you don't know too much about the IDW Drift story, but you know of Drift.
I know of Drift, and the only thing I do know is that at some point in time, he switches sides. That's all I know.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the gist of it. I get a lot of people coming in.
Yeah.
They like the MMC products and are wondering, why so many repaints, and is this just lazy? Is this MMC just trying to make money? And in fact, this brings up an interesting topic. We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
When is that line drawn? We have a lot of reviewers some reviewers that think it's just, people trying to do a cash grab and whatnot. But I mean, if you kind of read the storylines and whatnot, sometimes repaints make sense.
Yeah.
This is one of those cases where it does make sense.
Yeah.
There are times when it could be viewed as, when you take one tooling to make an entire other character. Maybe it's lazy. They don't want to waste money.
Yeah.
They want to make more off one mold. I mean, honestly, it's really valid if you guys know what goes into making a mold and how expensive it is to make a mold. Sometimes if it works to retool it, to make it another character that otherwise might not gain as much mass appeal, so you lose a lot of money just to produce this, to actually be able to make that figure in a small run, but reuse a mold, is actually a smart way to get something that a character we otherwise wouldn't see. And again, it's still a risk. I mean, you don't have to buy it as the consumer, and if you don't, even on a small run on a retooled project, it can end up costing the manufacturer money. So I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I think this is a kind of a way that they can reuse the mold where it actually does make sense, because in the story, as you know, Drift used to be a Decepticon. So he used to be Deadlock, and Deadlock came in these brilliant dark Decepticon colors. Right? And when he becomes Drift, he's what we know him as in this brilliant kind of white and red scheme. And of course, he would share the same mold. So in this kind of case, it's kind of like, did you like him as a Decepticon? Did you like him as an Autobot? And that's what I tell people that even don't know the story. Like, do you like him as a bad guy? And, maybe you might want to read a little bit of the comics and then see if you have an affinity for one or the other. Maybe you're just a huge Drift fan. Gotta have it all. And then Wing, in the comic books, he's called Wing, is kind of like a mentor figure. Without going too much into the storyline, essentially, he meets Drift when he's a Decepticon, when he's Deadlock, and he tries to convince Deadlock that the Decepticons don't really represent something good. And something that matches Deadlock. So he's wanting to bring him closer to his ideals. And in the storyline, of course, Wing actually has a lot of characteristics that are much like the Drift that we know today. Yes. In terms of build, he's been trained in, what I can only imagine being the ancient
samurai arts.
Ancient robot samurai arts. They do actually explain it all. It's kind of this whole circle of light thing. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna get too much into that. That's not what we're here for today. We just want to look at the molds and why it makes sense with this kind of canon. So essentially that's why we have the three molds, and that's why it makes sense. They all kind of are actually different characters that do share the same kind of physiques.
It's all part of a story. Well, thank you for that history lesson.
And they share the same physique, so there's no real need to make the mold too much different. But of course, that leaves a lot of people with a lot of you're kind of torn, right? On one hand, you don't want to spend so much money on the same mold sometimes because you've already seen it. It's nothing new to you. But at the same time, if you want consistency, I think it's a great set to have as part of that storyline. But maybe, I've been asked a lot recently, Alex, maybe we should talk about which ones we would choose. If we could only choose one, which ones kind of do it for us? So maybe let's look at the vehicle modes since they come in the vehicle modes first. I mean, for you, what are you drawn to right away? If we're talking about color, do you like light? Do you like the dark side? What do you like, Alex?
What's interesting is the fact that I don't know anything about this story except for what you told me. So therefore, I have no connection to this right here. I just know Drift as the many iterations that we've seen from Hasbro, and this looks exactly like the Drift that I know, that I've seen before. This is a really cool color. I like the sniper rifle, but this is really cool. However, I see a lot more value in this. This looks cool. I've seen so many vehicle versions of Drift that I kind of like this the most out of all these because, well, he's a ship. that's like some kind of cool looking sleek vehicle, and I really like it. You got the thrusters here, and you got this jet looking design, and he's not a car. We've seen him as a car before, and well, I'm looking for something a little bit more fresh. So I'm pointing towards this.
Yeah, I'm so happy you said that. You want to know why? I completely agree with you. I tried to say agree with you completely and totally messed that up. But that's what I've been actually telling a lot of people that have asked me. I love Drift as a character.
Yeah.
I even love Deadlock as the whole backstory to it.
Yeah.
And I actually, to be honest, didn't really know about Wing because I didn't read the whole canon. I'm not a big reader, unfortunately, guys. I'm sorry. But this drew me in to read about the storyline. And although I didn't have an affinity for this character, I agree. The minute I saw these together, my exact thought was, this looks really, really good.
Yeah.
His alt mode looks just amazing for what they've done to it here compared to the Drift and Deadlock mold. And it's just all this little detail. Like, you get all this detail in the wings. And then all the subtle, like, differences even with the, like, rockets here. Everything just seems to kind of, like, have a lot more flair to it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Not to say this doesn't look nice, but it is very simple and doesn't have like this kind of like it feels like this artistic flair to it, whereas Wing really just sets it off as a ship.
I feel like this meets your expectations of Drift, but that's all it does. It just meets your expectations. This completely exceeds it.
Correct. And I love it. Every little bit on here. I have played around with it when it was in prototype and whatnot. But I mean,
oh, that's cool.
So these are the wings
flaring out.
Yeah, they actually come out. This, of course, just to make it fit in the box, not everything comes out. It's the same thing with like when you play around with there's subtle things in here too.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice. Like the actual like the feeling of it, the flow of the alt mode, and all of the colors, they just really work for me. And the white is not exactly the same white as the Drift, which is a nice change. It's a little bit of a warmer white. Yeah. If you notice that. Yeah. Yeah, and then I love the contrast. Like this does it for me. The contrast between the black and the white, and then it's got this like cool little landing gear. Once you guys open it up, you guys will notice a lot of like little things like that. Yeah. It has it in the front as well. Okay. So yeah, it pivots. Yeah. And everything too. So yeah, the cool little landing gear that comes.
That's really cool.
It's a cool spaceship, man. Yeah. Like, what can I say?
Very sleek.
Yeah, and you get the value with the extra head sculpt as well. So it's very, very cool. So yeah, I think hands down, if I were to choose it for the alt mode, sorry, I want to call him Wing, but Aero Alpha.
Aero Alpha.
Yes, is the one that wins for me. Yeah. A lot of little details. So yeah, without further ado, we should probably try to get them in the robot modes. But I do really want to mention that. Oh man, this black chrome really looks
so
good.
Nice.
It makes it hard for me to choose, just because I like the weapons so much for Deadlock, and really, I love that it comes with this really cool sniper rifle. So definitely a highlight. Yeah. That for the beta, for all of you folks that are into Deadlock. So yeah, let's get them into robot mode. Transformation is gonna be pretty much the same. It's just retooled. Yeah. But we can talk about that after we get that in bot mode.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Now they're in robot modes, and they all look good as a robot mode. Oh, yeah. Man, I don't know who to decide.
Such a great looking team. Like, honestly, just... This is why it's like, you kind of want the set. But yeah. But again, this is about... What if you had to choose, Alex? Yeah. What would you choose now that they're in bot mode?
Okay. Well, I have something to say. This is the type of situation where you're like, if you like Drift, get Drift. But if you like the Drift story, get them all. Yeah. They complement each other so well.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, if I had to choose, like all of their articulation, of course, just to start off with, it's all very similar.
Yeah.
Very, very nice articulation. So when you look at drift, he's got like multiple joints in the foot. So there's ball joints in the front of the foot. There's ball joint, like the actual ankle is on a ball joint. This back flap here is also on a hinge, so it really helps it to move around. But like the actual like joints are really tight. They're nice. They really allow for a lot of movement, so you can really do some aggressive poses with each of them. So they're all the same in that aspect. The design, even though they're retooled, they're not. It doesn't change that. Obviously, Deadlock and Drift are way closer to each other, aside from some design on the front of the chest. And the coloring, they're for the most part just as good. Same, sorry, not same thing, but this is where Wing or Aero Alpha is very different. Of course. All the heavy retooling in the shoulder pauldrons, and this is actually pretty nice. Like I love how like the actual like little details where the cap comes back down and it goes to like round off the look of the shoulders, and then something else that's in all of them as well. Alex, I don't know if you noticed, but there's like this like ball joint in the actual wrist. So
I noticed that in the transformation.
Right, it's really nice. It actually really lends to the wrist having some organicness to it when it's holding the swords. And then of course its fingers kind of stick out. And aside from that, the retooling doesn't really affect any of their stance. But the wing, once again, I think in robot mode for me, it just has a lot more going on in terms of the design. So I think, again, if I had to choose, I just feel like Wing is very overlooked. He's really, really nice. Sorry, Aero Alpha. I mean, he still has the same storage as the both the Deadlock and the Drift. The big kind of knives go into these little kind of holders on the side there, and again, those are on ball joints, so you can really get it to kind of move organically. You can really get him into good poses. The only thing I'll kind of say about Aero Alpha is that, I don't know if you noticed, Alex, the pauldrons being a little bit larger than others. The weight balance is a little bit more finicky.
I can see that
with trying to get it, but it's still not bad because of all the articulation. In the legs,
it's still sturdy.
Exactly, in the waist, like you really get like a full range of motion with everything. And I love the arms, how they've got a lot of motion in the arms. This double hinge, not double hinge. Sorry.
Double elbow joint.
Yeah, it is a double hinge in the
yes,
elbow, so that you can really kind of get it moving exactly into position that you want. Just super cool. All of them have storage everywhere. So for the swords,
you put it in the back, right?
Yeah, that's right. So you can just kind of throw it in the back there, but overall, like as you can see, like if it's
there, you go. Goes right
there. Overall, they're very similar. But again, like I just love the retooling that was done on Wing. It just has a lot more artistry that goes into, I think, the whole design. So for me, to answer that question that I posed earlier, I still think I would choose Aero Alpha overall. If I had to choose one. What about your thoughts, Alex?
I was looking at Aero Alpha, and I wasn't. I mean, after the transformation into robot mode, I actually wasn't a big fan of this shade of white. And then the red is still not red enough for me. It's still very a lighter version of red. And so I was thinking, maybe I won't go with this guy. But then I was looking at Drift, and just Drift looks, his white it's a little bit, it's got a bit of a bluish tinge to it, and it just doesn't look that clean to me. And so now I'm leaning towards Deadlock. I mean, Alter
Ater Beta. I know.
Ater Beta. Yeah, I'm really leaning towards Ater Beta because I love the way the colors go with his robot mode, and it just totally works for me. I think they all look good, but this just kind of lends to that whole like how he's got a sniper rifle and then he's got two samurai swords. It's almost got a ninja type feel to him because he's a darker color. So
Yep.
I think it complements it really, really well. I do still agree that this is a really good looking figure. It's got a lot of great value there because there's so much more going on here. But if I'm looking for a more cleaner look that kind of goes more with the theme of like the samurai, then I actually really like this one. Like in the robot mode. I said that I like this vehicle mode, but this robot mode, which I'm going to display in it on my shelf, it's going to look like this. So I like this the most, actually.
Yeah, he's definitely the assassin.
Yeah, he's the assassin.
One thing I do have to point out, if you're a head sculpts kind of guy, Deadlock hands down.
Yeah,
that head sculpt,
it's great.
Man,
Yeah,
they nailed it. It looks really, really good.
Yeah,
all the lines, the subtle differences between that and the drift.
Yeah,
head sculpt. This one just feels like it flows better.
Yep.
Everything about it is much nicer, and also the chest feel is a little bit nicer than what's happening here.
I agree.
I don't know what it is. It's not bad. It's just not as great as the Deadlock chest in general, overall as a design. I mean, there you have it. In bot mode, it looks like Alex's choice is the assassin. I love the angel. Kind of look here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with this as a complete package, and
sure.
I think overall, if you're going for something that has a great alt mode, great bot mode, I do like this. I think you were a little bit torn on the alt modes because you did like this in alt mode.
I did.
In bot mode, you like Deadlock. So it seems like we're kind of leaning more towards this.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just a preference thing. I think all of these figures are phenomenal, and now that you've seen it as a team, I mean, it's hard to kind of say no to all of them.
Yeah.
As a set, so
I don't know.
if you've got a little bit of the money to spend, I'd say do the set. No one is really doing the kind of the IDW drift and the wing story right now as well. So if you are someone that's into the whole storyline, I think MMC is the only real good option right now. It's a wild world out there.
It is.
There's always something better and cooler coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Or, something worse coming out. You never know. I get disappointed. But for now, I think this is a very great set overall.
Yeah.
Love the job that they did. High marks for me for sure.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I hope you enjoyed the comparison. Like I said, a lot of people had questions about it. Hope this at least solves some of the buyers' questions out there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching our comparison. And that was our episode for today. We hope you enjoyed it.
That's right. And let us know what you guys think about the 3 bots that we took a look at today. Did you like the comparison? Are you going to get all of them? Are you just going to get one? Are you going to say, nope, I don't need it. I hate drift. Let us know. And stay tuned, rather. We are going to be trying some new segments, right?
Yeah,
Alex?
that's right. We got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it's not just going to be, me and Boris talking all the time. We're going to do a lot of more interesting types of segments, but that is all coming up. You just got to stay tuned.
That's right. We'll try to update this channel as much as we can. So in the meantime, make sure to
stay subscribed to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook at Ages 3 and Up, and also follow us on Twitter at Ages 3 and Up, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.